What's up YouTube? This is Joe from Team Death Meta giving you a deck update today. This is a deck update on my Galaxy Photons. Um, I thought I wanted to give an update on this deck because just recently I had a uh, tournament at my locals, or semi-locals. I still have to travel a good few hours to get there. But besides that, it is my locals, and I took the Galaxy deck. The Galaxy deck that I took was, I think, if I remember correctly, my latest update. Well, I would say my latest, but this is now the latest. But you get what I mean. The update before this one, profile, if I remember correctly. It utilizes the stuff that's in the side deck here, and I will go through that when I get to the changes. But obviously I now updated it through that locals. But the deck got me into top 8, which I'm extremely happy about because it's my first ever top 8, besides a sneak peek event, but that really doesn't really count. But got into top 8 with a Galaxy deck. My matchups were quite random. I faced a Mecha Phantom Beast in round 1. My second matchup was against a Gear, which I managed to win. My third matchup was Madolches, which I beat. My fourth was a different player, but using a Gear, which I lost to. And my fifth matchup was against a TG Stalin, which I just lost to. Just managed to lose, just lost to because of inconsistency of Galaxy Ices in the grave. And then, but that, besides that, I got 3-2, managed to get into top 8, and my first matchup was against the same guy which I lost to using Gear, and so he beat me in that one, and so that was as far as I go. So if I know the way it goes, I think I got 8th place. So 8th place with Galaxies is extremely good. What really kind of when you think about it. So I was really happy with that, and so learning from all that, what did well, what didn't do well, what I didn't play, so what doesn't help, to what did help, what I decided in most, and so on and so on, and learning what the deck needs and that so forth. I've got an update, just slight changes, but the changes I put in there should make a big difference and should improve on the deck a lot. And so I'm here to share it with you guys and go through all the changes. To go through the common cards in the deck that you see. Monsters, we've got 3 Photon Dragons. You need it. He is a combo piece of the deck. He's needed for all your stuff, so you're gonna have 3. Not having 1 in the grave proves that you need to have 3 to get into it. 2 Galaxy Knights, revives for Photon Dragon, and so on and so on. 3 Wizards, search out everything, and 3 Thrashers. So you'll see this in the majority of every Galaxy deck, as I always say. It's always good to just keep mentioning for any new watchers. So you'll see this in the majority of Galaxy decks, and they all work extremely well. For the rest of the monsters is where it's all your personal attacks. 1 Photon Crusher for the Galaxion play. It's still a very good play. It's still one of the best plays at the moment, and so we still won 1 Photon Crusher. Debris Dragon. Debris Dragon did extremely well for me at the event. Got out any rank 4 that I needed. Was great mid game. It's not so good early game, but if you can pull off a combo with it early game, fair dues. Go for it if what you have would help. But again, great late game, great mid game, and it just did what it did. So I'm still keeping 1 Debris Dragon. Thunder King Raya, he's back in the deck. I put him back in because I sided him every single matchup. Every single matchup I was up against uses searches. This card Rex Madolches, Rex Gears, and so on and so on. It's just such a good card, so he's back in the deck. Just fights all the top stuff in the meta at the moment, and if you can put him in, I suggest put him in. So one Thunder King Raya, he's back in here. I took out Curry Bandit for it because I just didn't join to Curry Bandit, and Curry Bandit's one of those really off cards. It works and sometimes it doesn't. So I took him out for a card that does work 24/7, Thunder King Raya. Still keeping the one Summoner Monk because we still won so many spells in the deck. Summoner Monk is just too hard to not keep in the deck. When I didn't draw him during the event, but when I do draw him in practice games and all that, he just works so well. Gets out Wizard and you can just go from there. He's just a really good card, so I just want to keep him in. Guardian of Order. It was a tough one for another card that I put in the deck, which I'll get to later, between Guardian Order and Honest. And personally, at the event, Guardian of Order worked. It helped me get my last win against the Madolche matchup. Just a 2/5 beat stick and level 8, works for trading, helps with consistency, and if you know me through all my past videos, I try to keep in cards that help the deck, that actually do something for the deck, and Honest doesn't really do anything for the deck in terms of, like Guardian of Order, for example. He gets out my Xyzes and he helps consistency through trading. Honest, it's just, okay, I can do extra damage. Prime Photon Dragon does that already, really. So, I took out an Honest, and I've put in Guardian, and I kept in Guardian of Order. So Guardian of Order is still in here to round up the monsters. For spells, we've got 2 Accel Lights, get out those wizards, 3 and the off chance Crusher, which I did actually do at the event because of TG stun. Skill drains out, so I just thought, Accel Light Crusher, now go 2k beat stick. So 2 Accel Lights, 3 Expeditions, 2 Zeros, and 1 Soul Charge, 1 Photon Sanctuary, 2 Trade-ins, 1 Reinforcements of the Army. Foolish Burial, it's a new tech I put in the game against TG Stun, which I lost because of lack of Photon Dragons in the grave. I felt like this is a sign that the consistency of getting Dragon in the graveyard is not fast enough. So with that, I'm taking in 1 Foolish Burial to just see how it goes and plays out. In theory, it should work. It should get the Galaxy Eyes in the graveyard much quicker to go into your other plays of Night and so on and so on. Zero and all that kind of stuff. Even Soul Charge. So I'm taking a Foolish Burial just to see how it plays out, and so we've got 1 of that. And a Pot of Dichotomy. This is the card I put in to take, and I took out Honest. It helps with the consistency of deck and putting in cards from your grave back into your deck to reuse later. So your Wizards, your Knights, Dragon maybe for an Expedition play, Debris, Thunder King, all that kind of stuff. It just puts all the cards that you would need later on into the deck and then draws 2 cards, so it helps with consistency. It's like having another trade-in for the deck. And Galaxy Jewelers I'm subscribed to is taking 1 in his deck, and he highly advised it, so I thought I'd take other players' advice and see how it works for me. And so I got 1 of that in the deck. 2 Forbidden Lands for protection, 2 MSTs, and 1 the 7th one. What I advise in terms of running the 7th one is that it is the best card to side out. Yeah, you've still got a 41 card deck, but you're now playing with a 41 card deck that you know works just because the second one's a great top deck card. But now in your matchups, if you lose game 1 and you need to side in for game 2, 7th one also helps with that, because you can now take that card out, so it's not wrecking your consistency of the deck, and put in the extra card that you need. So I was doing that through majority of my games, siding in things like Thunder King. This also works for Crusher and Galaxion, because majority of my matchups were machine decks, so I was siding in Cyber Dragons and Chimera Techs. So majority of my matchups I was siding out Crusher and a Thrasher for the 2 Cyber Dragons, and taking out Galaxion and something else. I think it was number 80 I was taking out most of the times for the 2 Chimera Techs. So these cards, you're taking out one play for a new play to help against your matchup. And 7th one also includes into this, because I was also signing a DNA surgery just in case. So that's another up one for the 7th one that I just thought I'd throw out to you guys out there as just, you know, some piece of advice that I've learned through my matchups, and it works for me. So still the 7th one, you know, get out your Dark Knight and your Neo-Tachian. I'm finding out I'm mostly bringing out Dark Knight instead of more times than Neo-Tachian. So I've been thinking of taking Neo-Tachian out for a Hieratic Sun, but for now it's still in here just to playtest it with a bit more. I'll probably take out when the card text changes for it, but it doesn't. I'm not saying that ruins the card. I'm just saying no, they can still chain cards in their hand, but still. Moving on for the traps, finish off the traps. We've got 2 breakthrough skill, 2 wiretaps. I took out the dark bind for the wiretap. I learned that during the event, spells weren't doing me in at all. Spells were fine. Traps was what was doing me in, and wiretap helps more than dark bribe in terms of that. A card that works better than these, which I sided in during the TG stun, which was Royal Decree, which I highly advise to put in your side deck for Galaxy Photons. Just put in Royal Decree. If you're up against a trap heavy deck, take out your 2 wiretaps and put in the 2 Royal Decrees, and you're set for the day, for that game. And to finish off, we've got Solemn Warning and Bottomless Trap Hole. For the extra deck is just one change really that has done made for the extra deck. 1 Neo-Tachian still in, 2 Prime Photons, 2 Tachyon Dragons, 2 Divine Dragon Knights. I made this every game. It won me games. I highly advise getting 2 Divine Dragon Knights if you're playing Galaxy Photons. 1 Giant Grinder. I made him a few times. 1 Sylvan High Protector. 1 Honor Dark. 1 101. The new card that is now in here is, I think its pronunciation of it is Kangorgan Antimus Knight, I think it's called. It's pretty much a shift in monster card form. I've been noticing everyone's, a lot of people were playing this card in their extra decks, and so I was asking them, okay, why do you advise playing this, or why are you playing this? Obviously in a nicer way, and they just explained that you can redirect targets to any target on the field as long as it's appropriate. So I'm like, oh, just shifting monsters, yeah, exactly. I took out Ramsey and Berserk. I felt majority of games I was just making 101 constantly through debris and that, and I needed a bigger rank 4 generic beat stick to make instead of 101 me wasting him. So I've now taken out Ramsey and Berserk, and I put in this guy as a 2-4-50 beat stick who can redirect annoying things like hands, which I was kept losing to against the Gear matchup. Hands is something I was just losing to, so I've put in this guy now, Dark Line Warrior thingy, in Japanese, so I'm just going to call it Dark Warrior Knight. And so now I can, hopefully this should help with the against the hands. I can now redirect the fire hand to their monster, so I'm not losing anything, and ice hand to one of their cards, so I'm just not losing anything. So I've put him in now. So I advise you guys to get this guy while you can, while he's really cheap. I paid $270 for mine, so I really advise go on eBay and buy at least one of these while you can, while he's cheap. My stroke helped a little bit during the day. Paladynamo and Galaxian. And so guys, that rounds up the deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed it. A compulse, by the way, if you're running a compulse is taken out for the Foolish Burial while I'm playtesting it. If it doesn't work, compulse is going back in. And so, yeah, again, that's the deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Apologies if you felt like I just rambled on, but I thought I had to explain what went in my matchups to explain my reasonings for putting cards in, so that's the reason why. But again, hope you still enjoyed the deck video, and I will catch you all guys in the next deck profile. See ya!